To be honest with you, Mariam, lately, when I see people, I hear people say, oh, this man out of nowhere, he has left me. I'm like, I don't think it's out of nowhere. In most cases, I tell these women or these men, I think you ignored the red flags.
Yes.
Before you're actually left or before something happens to end your relationship, there's already red flags that have happened that you have ignored.
And in relationships, people are very good at collecting red flags, but they take no action.
Right.
Now, when the thing hits like this, it's time now to go separate ways. That's when they sit back and say, oh, yeah, you might be right. I saw ABCD, but I didn't think it was a big deal. Or let me tell you something. You'll always see the red flags. Red flags start in behavior change.
Right.
Once there's something that is different from the normal, you have to take keen interest and see, why is this person changing? Why is this person losing interest in ABCD? Why is this person not paying attention to this? You know, because there are things that when you start a relationship, when you start staying together, when you start, whatever you start,
Right.
there's a norm that comes into,
A system.
you know, a system, the things that you do with each other, the things that you share, there's a way you laugh together, there's a way you talk. And then
Communicate
along the way, there's a breakage in some of these things. And I speak from experience. Me, I always see red flags. They can't bypass me. And I kind of note them, but I don't collect them, because I don't want to get into a situation where I'm like, oh, it hit me just like that. No, it didn't hit me like that. I've seen these things coming, and I see that where it's going, we're going separate ways. You get what I'm saying?
Because Mariam is my friend, and normally we have conversations one-on-one. I think there's people who see red flags, but they refuse to accept the red flags.
Yeah.
Now, Mariam, my very good friend, falls under the people who may refuse to see the red flags. But you see, because you have friends who will tell you this is a red flag, but then also we as friends, there's only so much we can do for someone. For example, if Mariam, you're in a relationship, I see your red flags. I'm like, but Mariam, I also have to be very careful on how I deliver the message, because in most cases, some people will say, maybe she doesn't want this one to work. So I am very careful. But if you see the red flag happen consistently. Exactly. Because for me, my issue is consistency in those red flags. That if a man is cheating on you, you catch him. You forgive. Second time, you forgive. Third time, you forgive. Now it has become a habit, because third is the mark.
Because now he's okay, he knows.
Fourth time, you forgive. There are two things. That man is never going to stop cheating on you. So it's about time that you had a conversation with yourself in your space. If I stay, you know you're going to stay with a man who is cheating on you. Some people will say, but yeah, he cheats on me, but he has other qualities. He's a good caretaker, because we all look for different things in a relationship. Then if you're going to stay, your point of stress should not be that your man is cheating. Because you know it's not going to stop. So you either learn how to live with that red flag, because now you know it's happening. It's no longer a shocker. Or you find solutions to that. Solutions are not going to be that he's going to stop. He might promise that it's going to stop, but it's not going to happen now.
But you also need to
have conversations with him.
You also need to think about the emotional damage on you when it comes to red flags. And not only the cheating, like I said, behavior change. You know, there's no communication anymore in the relationship. So what are you doing? So you come into the house, you're like brother and sister, but even brothers and sisters talk. Hello? So,
or lucidica, like you call it, silent treatment.
No, but this is more than lucidica. I mean, it's like people are doing their own stuff. People are coming at home at their own times. There's no one who is responsible for anything anymore. Like, we are just coming to a place where we can sleep, or eat, or bathe, or you get what I'm saying? So people need to know, what is the emotional damage on myself? if I'm collecting these red flags and I'm not taking any action. Again, the problem is I still talk about women because I know that we women fear.
Change.
Fear change. Or if I leave him, or what will people say about me, or what like will I get someone else, or you know, the fears are in everything. But at the end of the day, what are you doing to yourself?
Right.
Because people are damaging themselves, staying and giving reasons like, oh, I'm staying for my children.
Right.
But what about your happiness? What about your happiness? What about you? Do you think about yourself when you're making these decisions? Because if you're not happy, how are your children going to be happy? You get what I'm saying?
They live knowing that that's a normal thing to do.
See, and we forget that our children see. Children see when we are unhappy. Hasn't your child ever asked you, "Mommy, what is wrong?"
I mean,
even if it's not, you know.
I was in shock.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, I lost a brother, a cousin brother. May his soul rest in eternal peace. And at the burial, I cried so hard, like it wasn't me at all. I cry at burials, but this was too much, I guess, because of the emotional space I was in. So by evening, my eyes were swollen as if I was sick. And I had this, I guess, look. My youngest, Amir, came and said, "Mom, have you been crying? Why are you so sad?" So I sat him down. I was like, "Remember I told you that Uncle Mikhail passed on? Yes, that is why I'm crying. I went for the burial. It was a sad moment." I really explained to him in a baby language, but to tell him I'm sad because I lost a very special person to me. So that's why my face looks the way it looks.
But
I'll be fine soon.
Imagine if he hadn't asked. He would think, oh, something is wrong with what? With my mommy. So we don't want also to put that impact on our kids. You know, staying in something because of them. Are you really staying for them? Or you're staying because you hope?
You're afraid.
You're afraid or you hope that this person will change. The consistency issue, like you said, is the most important. If this thing is happening over and over again, that means that the chances of the person actually going back to the person that they were is very, very minimal. So think about yourself first. Think about why you want to stay in this, and think about if you stay, what can you do to make the environment better.
This is what I do. And I have been in a relationship or marriage for quite some time. And it's not all rosy. You know, when people tell you, "Oh my God, you guys, I admire your couple." Oh, we are working on it every single day. I bring my share of issues and he brings his share of issues. But this is how I handle it. Whenever we have an issue, I have a conversation within myself. Is it because of who he is? Because we are so different. The way Patrick looks at problems or issues that we have is
not the same
far different from the way. So I come from that space. Is it happening? Did he do this because of the way he is, of who he is? Or did he do it because...
So you talk to yourself first.
I talk to myself
first.
Which
most of us don't do.
And make lists of the good and the bad and the ugly. Because sometimes there's ugly. People think bad is the worst until you meet ugly, especially in a marriage. You're like, whoa, I didn't sign up for this. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And I try to look at the chart. If the good outweighs all of these things, I am willing to forgive.
That's the thing.
And move forward.
That's the thing. Now, those conversations, we never have those conversations with ourselves.
We need to.
And that's why the red flags easily pass us. That's why we collect them. That's why at the end of the day, when S hits the wall, then you're like, oh, I didn't see this coming. No, you saw it coming. It was there.
But you didn't act on it.
You ignored it, actually. You saw it, but you didn't, think about it. You thought, this is okay. It's okay. It's not okay.
And you should ask. For example, Mariam, if you have your man who communicates consistently, like a hi here in the afternoon, have you had breakfast? And this has been your relationship for many years. Those small things. If they stop coming, I think you should ask him. Have a candid conversation like, yeah, but Mariam, you used to send me
this ABCD.
Is it me?
Or you can even say, without saying you used to, you can say, I miss your phone calls. I miss you checking on me. You don't have to always act like you're accusing, because then the person is going to go on the defensive. So you have to find a way to also talk to the partner. Oh, I miss your phone calls at lunch. You used to check on me, and then now you can come in. So let's have those conversations, but also let's be let's pay attention to the things that are
The
coming.
small things.
The small things, I know. And those small things become big. That's why the thing busts at the end of the day.
And for a relationship to end, people think that it's one thing. There's no one thing that ends a relationship.
It's a truckload.
Hey, it's not like, oh, he had a child.
When you sit back and think about them,
you really see.
Kujuzalori.
Exactly. So before he had a child outside your relationship and did whatever he did, what else was happening in between? And you shouldn't blame yourself. When somebody, if you're a partner and he does a mistake, it's not your mistake.
Yeah.
Don't carry. I see people, oh, he wronged me, but you know, now I have to. No, you don't.
Oh, but maybe I had a part in it. No, you didn't have a part in it. This is a mature person.
Who did
they
what
knew
they did.
what they were doing.
Right.
They knew that it could affect you. So stop blaming yourself.
Right.
Don't say, oh, I think maybe I contributed. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Things that happen in a relationship, everyone is responsible
for the F-ups that they do.
Exactly. So if you start putting the F-ups on yourself, again, that's doomsday. That's
why I say, burden to carry.
Think about yourself. Think about the damage that you're causing to yourself. I've seen people who are living in the same house, but they're not living in the same house.
Those are many.
There are so many. But what are you doing to yourself at the end of the day? And I've seen a couple of them. They're actually not happy, but they console themselves that they are okay.
Oh, they are okay because
no, they are not
together.
Okay.
You know what? I also think that when you see the red flags, he used to call. He doesn't call anymore. I'm talking for people who don't even live together.
Yeah.
He used to financially support. He does not financially support anymore. We used to have intimacy these times, but these things have changed. Then that means you need to have a conversation with this person, because you know why? Sometimes what you think is not what is happening. It's not what it is.
And women, we assume so much also.
You're over-assuming. When a man is going through financial stress or whatever,
they don't know how to talk.
They don't know how to talk. So if he doesn't know how to talk, he's going to stop doing things, and you're like, maybe he has another woman.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't have another woman. He's challenged in life. If you ask, that is when he will respond. So before you act on these red flags,
and also
you
jump
should
into conclusions.
You should handle them when they happen. Don't let them linger for months and months and months. He doesn't take my calls.
You know,
let me also,
and also the tit-tats should stop, because when the red flag comes, for example, someone is not talking to you anymore, so you also choose not to talk to them. Then what? You know, tit for tat is not. It doesn't work. It doesn't help any of you at the end of the day.
The ego.
Remove
the ego out of the relationship.
Oh, he's not calling me anymore. I can't call him. Excuse me. But if you can't call, then call. If he doesn't pick up, then that's a totally different
situation. But if these red flags are there and they are somehow affecting you mentally,
emotionally,
physically, because I've seen a lot of young couples who there's a domestic violence.
Yes.
And people are saying, oh, they will make it. No.
Now,
where you see domestic violence, mental abuse, you're not in a. Don't wait for you to die in that relationship.
Domestic violence.
That is when you say
if
enough
you come
is
to
enough.
me to ask me for advice, and you tell me domestic violence, I'm sorry, I'm not going to cuddle you. I'm going to tell you to run as fast as you can.
Right.
There's no negotiation about that, because you'll think, oh, no, it was just a slap. Trust me, next time it's going to be a kick in your stomach. Next time it's going to be strangulation. Next time it's going to be you in the coffin. You get what I'm saying? So on that one, I don't negotiate. Again, also people accommodate those stupidities. I call them stupidities. You can't come and tell me the man slapped you, but it was just one slap. One slap, okay, you wait for what is coming next, because that's what you want. We need to also stop being accommodative of certain things. There are certain red flags like domestic violence that should not be accommodated.
But while you are there and you're trying to find a way out, because you know your situation, you're going to have to look out for triggers.
Yeah.
And sometimes the triggers come from us. From you. Like if I'm having a conversation with you, Mariam, I know when this conversation is going south, and I know when it's not going to end well. So in most cases, I will withdraw and I'll give you days without communicating while I'm trying to internalize the situation. But also, I am giving you space to let go of whatever was coming. and you let go. Because you know what? Because I know I have a relationship with you. I understand you. I'm not going to try to push a certain thing. So that also happens in any other relationship, with your mother, with your whatever, in your relationship. Take away the triggers. You know that this man of mine, when I bring up certain situations, he goes out of it. Maybe it's your approach as you planned to leave.
The topic may not be bad, but the approach.
The point here is to live when you are alive.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because we don't want you to live in a casket.
Yeah.
So to live when you are alive while you're still finding ways, because getting out it could be easy for people who are financially independent. For women who are not financially independent, it takes preparation. While you're preparing yourself, something might happen.
Yeah.
So if he's the kind of man who does things to you, when you trigger him, you know the conversation, avoid them. And then you be planning your things until you wake up and leave. Because leaving is also, it doesn't happen in a day. People don't just live like that. It's not realistic to say that. So give yourself time, get away from the triggers. It's okay. Let him abuse. Walk away. You don't lose nothing by walking away from something that is going to mentally disorganize you completely.
Yeah, but also as you seek for advice on the red flags, because we all have someone that we talk to, like you said.
Yeah.
As you're looking for advice, don't look for things that, because as a person, I believe you already know. You already know what you want to do about the situation.
Right.
But because you want someone else to cuddle you about it, so that you console yourself in the situation.
That you're doing the right thing by leaving.
We are giving advice. Let's not cuddle when there's no need for cuddling. Tough love is something that people need to learn. Like you said, Lucky, if I come to you and you've seen the red flag, don't cuddle me. Tell me, Mariam, this is not okay. This is not okay. I don't think it's good for you. I don't think it's good for the children. I don't think it's good for the environment. You need to find a way to take yourself out of it. So as we give advice, because people always run to others, the friends and stuff, let's not cuddle situations that don't need to be cuddled. Give the tough love so that this person can see that actually this red flag will result into ABCD, you know, or it will do damage to ABCD.
But then you also, because we live in a world that is full of, unfortunately, people who are mentally ill. So the way you handle a person, and mentally ill, you're not running mad. People think, oh, everyone who has mental issues is, I mean, the fact that a research was done and 14 million Ugandans are mentally unstable.
We laugh about it, but because we think, because if because we think that it's running about throwing stones, I don't know, walking naked.
So you have 45 or 40 plus million Ugandans and 14 million are mentally sick. So that goes to show that people are walking around with some mental issues. So when you're handling someone with the mental issues, tough love, yes, is good for some people to do that, but it may not be, it may not work. So if you find yourself in that space where you're having a hard time coping, you're having a hard time moving on, you need professional help. There are professionals who can help you. Me and Mariam as your friend, I may not be able, even if I show you tough love, you're still not mentally in that space to actually overcome that. So I ask people to, again, utilize this, ask for help. It doesn't mean that you're running mad. It's not bad. No. It's not bad. Ask for help.
Also, let us learn that walking away from a situation because of the red flags is also okay.
Yeah.
People need to know that. Let me tell you, Lucky, it's like starting from zero. But zero is okay. You will not
as long as you have your life.
As long as you have life, as long as you still have a friend that you can talk to, as long as you still have, you know, there's so many things. So the fear of walking away from a red flag because you don't know the unknown. We all don't know the unknown. We even don't know the unknown about our own lives. So really, we can't put ourselves in a situation where this red flag is going to cause me harm, but I fear to walk away. No.
People are getting married at 40, 50, 60. The other day I saw a friend of mine, she posted a picture of her her father, I think, passed on many years ago. She's now 75 and she was getting married to her new man. And they were all supportive. I was like, oh my God, she found love at 75. How sweet is that? So you shouldn't be staying in a space saying, oh, I'm too old. Oh, I'm too what? It is okay. As long as you're healthy, you have your life, you can get out and start all over again.
It is okay to start all over again. It is okay. Cheers.